Easy money does not exist. No way.
Actually,
Why don't we ask the audience to suggest another name? I mean, insider trading is a crime.
that's a beautiful idea.
Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of the RIV Podcast. Today we welcome back Roberto Rivera. For who doesn't know, he's chairman and CEO of RIV Capital. So we are really happy to have you back, Roberto.
Thank you for having me here.
Actually, last time we had to do a really quick chat with you where we talked about your story, your past, your adventures, how was the banking world when you started, and all of your experiences. And we also talked about what we are trying to build together and how we are experiencing this experience and this success. I would like to start with one of the typical questions we always do to our guests around the place where we are, Dubai. So for me, it's I always say it's a beautiful city. I really love staying here. It's very different from my hometown. It's a whole complete new universe for me. But everything is really smart. Everything is really comfortable. Also for Guido, I think he really appreciated it. So just tell me, what are your the sensations that this city gives to you? What are the emotions you live here?
Well, as everybody who knows me knows already, I'm the biggest fan of Dubai, which I really consider the happiest place on the earth. I think it's a magic place, a magic for the vibe, magic for the business. It's becoming like, it reminds me London at the golden age, but with the sun and the sea. So the atmosphere is very, very special because you work with a positive vibe every day in a nice environment with nice people. Everybody living as a permanent resident in Dubai tries to protect this place and to preserve the rules, because here rules are considered an asset to protect the people, to protect the tenor of life, to protect the business, and therefore is a very special place.
Yeah, one thing that I really like about Dubai, and that is really different from Italy, Europe, but Italy I can be quite sure of this, is the envy that people have between each other. It's something really difficult to explain, but here you don't have that sensation. Even if you're successful, or if you're just starting here, living your life with your regular job, you live with a different approach to society, to the elite individuals of Dubai. There is a lot of admiration and not.
I think it's you touch a very important subject, because the admiring successful people is a value, because the inspiration and the growth that comes from any inspiration is important, especially for the young generations. Problem is that in the Western world in general, due to this inequality that has been created, especially after the financial crisis of 2008, envy has become the most common behavior around. And not only by the poor class, but there is the so-called radical chic, which try to make moralism around the successful stories. Here in Dubai is totally the other way around, because the value is the ambition and the concreteness to reach the success, the real success. And that's because also I made many comments around the so-called gurus and the fake of the appearance and not the concreteness of the substance of the.
I feel, Roberto, that here in Dubai the environment is pushing you to give 100%, while in Europe you have basically the opposite. So
well, one thing that, and I think I'm sure you experienced exactly the same. When you sit down during the meeting and any meeting, you sit down in Europe starting a new meeting, there are a few minutes spent generally by the people sitting at the table to comment in a negative way, to make criticisms about something or to complain about something negative. Of course, even in Dubai, there are difficulties and negativities, but the attitude is that negativity do not exist.
Yeah.
We have to be focused
on positive things
and make things happen. That is the only aim for everybody. So any difficulty coming into the daily activity, it's not a negative aspect of the day, it's a task to be managed.
By the way, this was the way the Western world,
Exactly.
Europe became big, became great.
Exactly.
And now,
so the
like
astonishing thing is that I have in mind my father when I was a kid showing me a Ferrari driving fast in front of us and saying, if you study and if you work hard, one day you can have it. Right now, if you drive a Ferrari in Italy, they launch the stones against the car. So it's there is something to be changed in the Western world in general. It's not only Italy, which we all love being Italian, of course, but it's I think it's a problem of the Europe, but also of the Western world in general.
What I feel like saying is, first of all, that Dubai, as Guido said, is a place where you become the best version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
The society.
I love this definition.
The way you live your day, the way you, from a simple shopping to the supermarket, but on how you go to work in the morning, how you can go to the sea in 15 minutes, how you can train. You become the best version of yourself, first of all. In a second moment, I think that Dubai and the feelings that we are talking about Dubai in this conversation are because of the people that are in Dubai. People that are in Dubai, from the taxi driver to the president, the chairman of a huge company, are here because they want to do better with their life. They are here because they want to succeed.
Yeah.
So that's what they have in their mind. Whilst what I feel in Italy, in Europe, in the Western world, what do you feel? You feel that it's easier to always criticize life. Life is tough. There is no money. Whilst here, everybody gives 100% to make a difference in their life, and the result is that the society benefits from it.
There are many stereotypes around Dubai, from the condition of the women to the weather conditions
And the food.
The food.
The food is amazing.
Amazing, but let's talk about the stereotypes. And even the fact that you do not pay taxes in Dubai, which is partially true, partially because recently has been inserted the corporate tax. I think all these stereotypes are coming again, unfortunately, from the envy. And when I see tourists coming to Dubai and trying to bring with them their own habits without caring about the general rules and the traditional rules here in Dubai, I think is the consequence of all that we mentioned before regarding our culture of origin. here in Dubai, everybody learns to behave with respect, with open-mindedness, no envy, best effort, being kind, polite. When there is the reason of a discussion, even motivated, there's no discussion. There's only a way to talk and to try to convince the other one that maybe we have to have a conversation to decide where is the point of solution. But there's no an attitude of being aggressive or showing badness or
At the base floor, the ground floor of this place, of this society, there is the respect.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I see in every place I go here in Dubai.
I
Again,
invite everyone coming to Dubai to go to Burj Khalifa at the top, and in the lifts, as a part of the tour, there is the speech of Sheikh Al Maktoum talking about the greatness of Burj Khalifa as a symbol that everything can be done, everything can be reached with an effort, with the research, with the passion. And amongst the various words, there is a fragment where he talks about the open-mindedness and the ability of the people of Dubai to preserve their Muslim tradition, remaining open-minded and valuing the diversity of the other culture as the strong factor of our richness. And I think that if the world is able to live like Dubai, the world would be in peace.
absolutely. Moving on from this topic around Dubai, I want to talk about something that really, really pissed me off last night.
What?
Last night there was
Only one thing that I don't want to talk about.
But we have to talk about it because I know you're a fighter. I also train around this world, and so we were really keen to watch this fight. Tyson. From my point of view, I tell you what my feelings are. First of all, I had to wake up at 4 a.m. And the match started at 8:30 a.m. And that
Everybody woke up at 4.
really pissed me off. But I enjoyed the first matches that were in the show. But then the match I saw was a sparring. Didn't respect all the expectations that were put on us as viewers or as fans. Tell me your gut feeling about.
Okay, let's do a premise. Iron Mike Tyson is probably, after Muhammad Ali, probably the greatest fighter ever. So said, they did clearly an economic, they applied the guru-like strategy, because they sold us the idea that this was the greatest fight ever. Everybody was kidnapped by the FOMO of this fight, and in the end, the fight was a ridiculous episode of a fake sale. Was a mediocre sparring activity of Iron Mike in the first 3 rounds was very good, and I was really thinking that something would have happened.
Yeah, he won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean...
Also, reading the stats, the stats before the game. You read the stats and you see Mike Tyson, 50 fights, 44 KOs. I said, I expect that the fight finishes with a KO, either from one side, either from another. That was the expectation was put.
But also, if you saw how Mike was moving on the ring, I mean, he is in great shape. So there are no excuses. You cannot say, it's the age. It's not the age. He is in great shape. And a good fighter can understand and can see how he moves and how quick he still is. The point is, in my opinion, simply the economic choice. I mean, Jake Paul took 40 million, Mike 20, and Netflix more than 100. So everybody's happy. The only unhappy people was the audience. And again, it's like when a guru sells you the idea of the course to become rich overnight after receiving the signals on your mobile, and you pay $2,000 to get the signals, and then you don't become richer than the day before, but you lose and waste your money.
I'm really glad you did this comparison, because obviously with RIV Academy, the projects that we are, one of the projects that we are creating, and that is now live, and we are really, really happy about it, and we are having a good response also from the market. We already have more than 500 students that have signed up in our academy and have started taking the courses. But one of the problems we face placing us as an academy in this market is that probably some people that don't know us, so it's not their fault, can think that we are one of those gurus selling these courses to become rich with crypto. But what I would like also you to bring today is why we are different. Because I'm stressing this a lot. We have built a company. We are regulated in Europe. We are in the process to be regulated in Dubai. We have professionals on board. We have professors, PhD graduates that are bringing content. So I'm glad you got this element of these gurus out. And can you give me your key to read how RIV Academy places itself in the market and is really different from the offering?
Okay, let's clarify one point, very important to me, very dear to me. The point is regarding the fact that all these gurus have a common characteristic. They apply a personal branding strategy. That means that they do a strong marketing about themselves, about the purple Lamborghini, about the stunning level of personal life. True or not, it doesn't matter. I come from the traditional investment banking where the real leaders are names completely unknown by most of the people. So if I tell you about Ken Griffin, Gene Simons, or Paul Tudor Jones II, either you are one inside the finance world, or the Gen Z, they do not know who they are. Whilst they mention to me names of young people with 100,000 or 1 million followers, and they are the guru. And this guru with a lot of followers can say whatever they want, because their followers, they are called followers because they will follow. So if they say buy this course, they buy the course, which is okay. I understand that. I'm personally also with RIV Capital. We are applying to some extent some cherry ramification of this strategy, but there is a limit, because we have to have respect of our clients and of our users, and we have to delight them with a service and a product and the products created by us in a way that we can be distinguished by the others, creating values
in a
and
certain
delighting
sense,
the clients.
Roberto, we are doing something which is completely different from what they do. They're doing they focus 100%.
It's slower, huh? It's much slower.
Yeah, they focus on personal
But the
branding of the individual. What we are doing is really to create a team of skilled people that do the courses and a community of people that want to learn. So I think this is the advantage of
That's what we
our
believe
academy.
at RIV. The fact that we try to be focused more than everything on the atmosphere, on the team, on the human skills, even not really the university skills, rather the human skills, the lateral skills. It's showing that we have an attention and a focus more on the even on the final result in terms of delighting our clients.
What I would like to add is you made the names of really important traders which have results that go and check them out. They have results that are really, really impressive in a traditional finance world. Do you really think, this is a message, is a question I want to ask to the people listening. Do you really think that someone like Ken Griffin is going to teach you their strategy? Do you think successful traders...
That's a very good point, and that's what exactly should be asked to everybody is buying this kind of signals. If I have we have a fund at RIV Capital that, as you know, is doing very well since ever, and the track record is realized, certified, and everything. But do you sincerely think that if I make money with the fund, neither my employees know the strategy behind that?
Exactly. But
I'm not going to teach the secret of
of your job.
of my job and of my success. Nobody's teaching that. The best that I can do is, because I'm generous, I put you in the condition to understand how to create your own strategy. But put the money in something created by someone else, hoping that for free, paying them $500 or $2,000 or whatever, you will become rich using the signals of this guy or lady is simply an illusion.
look, Rob, there is one simple explanation. It's a word. It's FOMO.
FOMO.
Fear of missing out. The point is that these individuals flex a lifestyle. Dubai. Flexing in Dubai is really, really easy, guys. If we would, anyone can flex in Dubai. You just take a lift in a building, you go to the top floor, you can ask to visit an apartment, you take pictures, you take videos as it was your home. You go outside Dubai Mall, there are 2,000 Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royce, whatever. Flexing, creating this FOMO feeling in people. Everybody suffers from FOMO in different types. There is who is living in a situation where they are trying to find any way to become richer, to make more money, because they need more money. So they suffer FOMO from that side. There are people that really want that house, so are getting in FOMO because they want that house. So FOMO is something that is normal. But I can talk for the crypto space, about crypto investments, blockchain technology, and I can tell you that there is only one way to not be subject to FOMO, and that's education. If you have the basic information to understand, first of all, what blockchain is, what cryptocurrency are, and how to evaluate a blockchain project, you need to have the basic information, the basic tools.
As you know, I'm the ultimate fan of this concept. Unfortunately, there is something that we have to take into consideration, that is the atavic greatness of the human being. And this has been recently associated with the ludopathic addiction that the human being has developed in the time. So this is valid for gambling, this is valid for the super bingo scratch games.
Easy money doesn't
Easy
exist.
money. Easy money does not exist. No way. The only way to improve quickly and at, let's say, fast pace our wealth is saving in a smart way, which is completely different from gambling.
I agree. I also think that one of the best investments that you can do is on yourself and on education and on studying.
But the problem is that when you sell the idea to the, because there are different layers of people, of course. It's not politically incorrect to state that, but there are different layers. The lower layers have to digest the fact that even at their level, they can evolve.
Yeah.
It's not written that they have to die where they're born. They can evolve. How do they evolve if they don't have money or not enough money? There's a way to evolve through education. Now, the good news is that education in the past was only for rich people. Right now, I could state something aggressive, especially with you having experience as a teacher at MIT, but I could say and sustain that university sometimes is in internet. The problem is that you have to choose the right contents. This is a very difficult activity, and nobody is able to understand what's good, what's wrong.
I completely agree. I mean,
So creating contents of quality with, of course, an original IP, an original intellectual property. So not copying somewhere else, but creating content very engaging and very quick to be absorbed and practical from the point of view of being applied immediately to something. It's something that is really rare at the moment, but can be done. And we are experiencing and bringing on within RIV, using artificial intelligence tools and using our contents, providing service and contents affordable to everybody.
also the way in which we teach, which is completely different. I mean, now the Gen Z has a very different way of learning. So how we are using artificial intelligence, how we are creating compelling videos which are very, very beautiful to watch and that capture the attention of the learner. I think it's also very important how you present the content.
I think that Gen Z is teaching us a lot of things, and my generation should really learn from them. Even yours, even if you are younger than I am. But I think they are teaching us how it's possible to become smart and quick, not investing so much time as well as we did in the past to acquire some skill. Now, one could say the opposite, saying that they do not study or they have not the same charge of work that we had doing the secondary school. Not true. Not true at all. What is different is the method of application and of digesting the contents. And if we provide really original contents regarding traditional finance, blockchain, crypto, and so forth, we have to find a way, as I think we did, to provide contents quick and digestible immediately. That's the way that you acquire the elements. Then, of course, you can go even deeper in details, but it's up to you, and there's enough material around to go deeper in details. And of course, we will do also deeper contents in the future.
Absolutely. Also because people always think that blockchain is crypto and crypto is blockchain, that there is nothing else to it. But what we are seeing now, we saw with Cosmoverse, we saw with the Binance Week, the hot topic is tokenization, real world asset tokenization. I really am super excited about this. This is something that we started studying years ago. We have we work with companies, as we know, that already created this. But we are all waiting for this to come to the market, and this will come to the market really soon.
It is coming.
And what the market needs is people that are skilled around tokenization, around blockchain technology, that can manage a project of a company around tokenization. This is what we are going to create in the near future. We are going to launch the course around tokenization, with also the opportunity for our students to have an internship with companies that work in this space.
Yeah, mentorship is fundamental.
So this is a game changer, because we have some courses that can help individuals that never invested in crypto, in blockchain, to understand where to start and how to protect themselves from scams in the first place. But what the real value that RIV Academy will bring to the market is that you will be able to create your future, create your career in Web3. You know, when AI started to become really popular and everybody started to use it, people start to say, AI will get your jobs. It will be,
which is true. I mean, Elon Musk has...
until a certain extent. Simple. In the future, we will have more developers.
Exactly. What I was saying, that Elon Musk has many times remarked how in the future, probably nobody will work anymore. And of course, the idea is that the workforce will be transformed. So don't think anymore about builders, but think about people skilled to manage and control maybe the AI behind the artificial builders, for example.
Absolutely.
Or think about the flying taxi in Dubai. So taxi driver in the long run will not exist anymore. Right, but there will be someone managing the drones hanging around in Dubai. So the work will be transformed, and the era in which we live now is dramatically and fastly changing. What I think is important is to understand that regulation is something that cannot be excluded by our conversation. Because when we talk about crypto, there is a large part of the crypto fanatics spreading around the idea that in the future, the traditional finance and the traditional currencies will not exist anymore. There will be only crypto and the crypto world. Wrong, because it's now exactly like in 2000, and I was there was internet and the dot-com raise to the world. So
yeah, sticking to this topic of a lot of changement, changing, things are changing, regulations. Let's talk about something actual, the US elections. So the outcome of the US elections, as we saw, showed a really positive response from the market. I always talk about the crypto market. I'm not an expert of traditional finance market, so I'm not discussing that. We saw an all-time high of Bitcoin just after the elections. We saw all the major and most popular cryptos growing. So what is your feeling? What do you think is going to happen from now on, thanks to this outcome of the US elections? How can this event impact on the crypto space?
First of all, let's make another premise. I'm not going to give any judgment, political judgment about Mr. Trump or about anyone else. I'm simply limiting to see and trying to understand what's happening at the moment in the world. Now, the Trump's election marks probably a new era, because a president of the United States stating that will make United States the most important place on the earth for cryptocurrencies is something unexpected, first of all. And you know why? Because the United States is the only place, or almost, not so big and so important, not yet regulating the cryptocurrencies. Now, there are anomalies and there are good news regarding these anomalies. So what I expect is that very soon United States will come out with a strong regulation, maybe something very similar to VARA in Dubai, which is very serious and very strong in terms of strict requirements to fulfill, to be regulated and authorized VARA. And I expect to see in the world three big blocks, US, Europe, and the world GCC, where the crypto are regulated and circulate under the supervision of authorities controlling finally all the scams, all the dangers, and the dangers related to this kind of market. What I see is, and it's our aim to bringing on this, what I see is the integration of the old world with the new world. And I don't see any exclusion of the old world. In other words, I don't see the sunset of the traditional finance. I see a rebalancing of the traditional finance integrated with the blockchain technologies. That means that, yes, everything will be tokenized. Remember, within the brackets, that Mr. Trump is a real asset man. So he is a concrete man. And if he embraced the cryptocurrencies and the tokens and the blockchain, and he understood that this is a priority one, there might be a reason. Absolutely. We cannot think that he embraced the blockchain technologies to be elected because he noticed that there was a large part of the electors fan of the blockchain. It's not like that.
He really understood the potential of this technology.
Exactly.
Many of his statements make me think that he really understood the potential of this technology.
Exactly.
And the potential also of Bitcoin.
And coming back to what you said, everything will be tokenized, but the origin of this is the concept of democratization. Democratizing the market, what does it mean? It means to give everybody the same financial opportunity. That means not that the guy who brings home $20,000 a year can invest like the billionaire. But it means that potentially he can invest in the same assets like the billionaire. And this will make some people growing fastly and lifting up in another layer. Because maybe from 20,000 next year you will gain 40,000.
But everything starts always from the understanding of a technology, right? So blockchain technology, for example, it's quite simple to understand. Blockchain technology is an enabling technology with three main characteristics. It's immutable, decentralized, and distributed. So if you start reading the Bitcoin white paper, for example, you don't have to read it all. Just read the first two lines. It's a peer-to-peer electronic cash systems. It allows two individuals to exchange value. And that's what is at the base of Web3. Web2 is internet, and internet allows people to exchange information. Web3 allows individuals to exchange informations and value. That's the game changer. That you can now send the original between individuals without the necessity of a third party certifying the transactions. That is the game changer. Once you understand this and you start to apply this concept in different sectors, use cases pop up in every sector. That's the baseline.
The point is that every time that you talk about value, hence about money, there is always some kind of regulation. Think about the regulation about the security tokens or the regulation around all the traditional finance products. So something having value and economic implications behind must be regulated. And I am the biggest fan of that, because even despite of the regulation around this, there are frauds and there are scams and there are everything. Think about crypto that traditionally from its start yields 5 to 10 times more than the most aggressive traditional assets. So the blockchain technology and the crypto space, in my opinion, must be regulated and must be regulated properly. And it's good. The point is for the audience, for the users, trying to understand who is willing to be regulated, avoid from the attendance any player who is not regulated, staying away from people promising easy money simply due to a listing of a coin. Or I mean, there are coins that sometimes when we talk together and we talk about new currencies, my question is always the same. What's the project behind? What did they want to do? And there are coins, even very well-known coins, completely empty box.
Useless.
Yeah, they are not used.
So they will
anything.
be not used. They cannot be used.
But the golden rule, I think, that I learned by my expenses, because that's the only way you learn something when you lose, is that if something is...
We could discuss.
We could discuss, but in this
because
case...
as you know, I'm not a fan of the story about the failures and...
It's not a failure, but I say that... what I want to say is that if something is too good to be true, 99% of the times it's not true. Talking about becoming rich with crypto or buy this project, it will pump, you will make a loads of money. So in these situations, we have to be really careful, and the education is the only thing that can protect you from scams.
Yeah, absolutely.
And FOMO. FOMO is the lack of education just like it's like putting gas on fire.
But we have to find, in my opinion, another word, because education, I think sometimes when we talk about education, it sounds like something of the past, almost scaring the people. Like if they have to sit down
and
and
study.
spend hours sweating
books.
to learn. It's not something like that.
It's information.
It's information. It's learning quickly something. When you are not able to use a wallet, if I tell my friends download our wallet, the first question they pose me is how can I use it? Yeah, but once I have the app, what do I have to do?
How I set
And I
it up
remind
is-
them that they can go in YouTube and see the tutorials and everything. But then even seeing the tutorials, they say, okay, now I saw the tutorials, I have the wallet. What do I have to do to make some money? Because if you talk about traditional finance, in the fantasy of the people, they know that if they buy the right stocks in the right exchange and the stock rises, they make money. Okay? What about crypto? Do they buy the Bitcoin? And the answer is certainly Bitcoin is a valued asset. Certainly we could dedicate an entire podcast talking about Bitcoin, which is, even if first generation cryptocurrency, first generation blockchain, is the most genial idea generated in our century. And it's the new gold. It's the digital gold. Think about when we will go to Mars. Do you sincerely think that the central bank of the first colony on Mars will be constructed on the reserves of gold? Do you see the astronauts with the bags and the bricks of gold, the bars of gold?
It's gonna be a ledger.
There will be a ledger with Bitcoin or something else within the ledger.
digital gold. compared to
Digital.
the
There will be
physical
the
gold.
digital gold and digital assets various for the new central bank. I see my fantasy like that, but
Absolutely, it makes.
it's not the final solution, but just to paint
yes,
the future.
the picture. The picture.
And so I remain a big fan of Bitcoin as a first generation blockchain coin. And I think that the people might understand, for example, despite it's old but it's valued, might understand how the Bitcoin, for example, really works. Why is value 90,000? Why the demand is so high at the moment? It's all speculation.
All about token economy.
Not really.
Token economy models,
But
inflationary.
to understand
deflationary tokens.
all these concepts, which are completely new, there's only one way to find the right place where all the contents are there and are explained quickly, well, and engaging the interest.
Absolutely, I fully agree with this. So let's moving towards the end of this episode. We always talk with our guests about investments. We work together, so I know your idea around investments. I know you're fully committed to the company and invested in the companies. But let's just have a quick chat around the different types of investments. We were talking earlier while we were having a coffee about watches, art. How do you see these investments? I know you're a big watch fan, but
Davide,
we will go to back.
let me touch it in a different way, because I would like who is listening us taking really what's my approach to investments, even for myself. I think there are three types of investments for us, for each of us. One is the recreational investment, which is done, for example, I love watches, as you know, and in the past I loved cars. There's a way to invest in what you like artworks, watches, cars, paintings, or whatever, choosing the right pieces. If you choose the right pieces, you make money. So it's an investment. And I call them recreational purchases because they are not only purchases, but it's something that you enjoy with. And they are also investments because they raise in value with the time. So this is recreational investments. Then there is the pillar of the recurrent investment, which is the equivalent for me of saving with an yield. That means that every single week of our entire life, we should be able to plan an amount of money to save. So imagine to be a kid and to put in a box every single week of your life your couple of coins. So for an adult, this kind of saving may be due to the salary has to be low, like $50 a week, $100 a week, fine. But every single week of your life. So one should plan and ask himself or herself what is the amount of money that reasonably, for sure, I can save every week of my life. And every week of your life, you can put that amount of money in a virtual box. Then the problem is that this box might have a return. Because if you put the money in the box, inflation will erode it. So let's come to the democratization. Because with the traditional finance, if you save $100 a week, where do you invest? In nothing. You will spend it because in the end you will get annoyed to see your box becoming larger, but with not enough money still to be invested. Crypto will save you. But dangerous stuff. So you have to learn how to manage the nitroglycerin.
Absolutely.
Okay? And the educational aspect enters and acquires importance for that. Then there is the third pillar of investment, which is when you have enough money to save it in a large box and to diversify in certain kind of assets, and you have enough money to think in terms of MAR. MAR is in the traditional finance the so-called minimum attractive rate of return. So for me is 20%, for another one is 10%, for another one is 5%, for another one also is 50%, I don't know. When you arrive there, that means that you have enough money to being able, both from an amount point of view and from a technical and skill point of view, to make all this, to apply all these strategies. So 3 kind of investments: recreational, savings, and speculative investments. The saving, remember, that can be also speculative. The important is that we do not have to fall in the ultra speculative.
That becomes gambling.
Exactly. Yeah. Gambling / scams.
Exactly. Okay, so we are at the end of the episode. As last time I asked you about the watch, I see myself in a situation here, and I'm always on this side. Maybe next time we'll sit.
But I don't have a number infinite, yes. An infinite number of watches. So, but you can make this joke another couple of times. Then it's the end.
I'm not sure about this, but this is a really a beautiful piece. I think that it's one of the favorite pieces that I saw in your collection. It's a Patek
5270.
5270.
1 hour.
and it's a really, really rare watch. Also,
Yeah, it's not the rarest, but it's a rare Patek watch.
What are your choices? Rolex, Patek, AP. I know you're
I
a fan
love
of both,
I love
all of them.
Rolex, Patek, and there are a limited numbers of AP, Audemars Piguet, which I love it. The ones I have, I love them. But let's say that I consider the real assets, the cash, which is always king, as I always outline, are Rolex and Patek.
So far.
No doubt. Then there are other watches I love, but I don't consider them investments.
It's not an intelligent purchase.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So I would like to end this episode now. We had a really interesting chat around actual topics, around entrepreneurship, around investments, around crypto education. And I'm happy that we had a different chat from the first time we had the podcast together. So also, I think having a lot of guests on the podcast is shaping also the topics that we are discussing, and this has been the proof of it. So I'm really happy that you managed to be with us here today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For sure, we will sit together and maybe with other guests also, and we will create a larger audience and a larger.
I have a question for you.
Come on.
I've seen that you designed the community RIV Insiders.
Yeah.
Are you sure about the name?
Why?
Actually,
Why don't we ask the audience to suggest another name? I mean, insider trading is a crime.
That's
so.
a beautiful idea. So we are launching a community for our students that initially will be the students of the blockchain fundamental course, and then obviously all of our courses. So feel free to write us in the comments some suggestions of this community, this RIV community. So please share your thoughts.
But we need the name. We need the name embedding all that we tried to communicate today. So it should be a community sharing also these kind of values. So we want to make, of course, we want to make money. We want to get satisfied from our investments. We want to be in first line with cryptos and with the latest technologies and crypto coins rather than asset reference tokens. And we will talk hopefully one next time
Absolutely.
about that.
Very soon. Very soon. Okay. Thank you again.
Thank
See
you very
next
much.
time.
Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you for inviting me.